Hi, and welcome to the Peace Entertainment Magazine segment. I'm your host, Travis Fowler, and I'm with my special guest, Mr. Thomas Bridges, poet/writer. How you doing today, sir?
Doing great.
That's good. So how long have you been writing poetry?
Well, I've been writing now. November will be 7 years.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What inspired you to start writing?
Well, long story short, it was a gift I didn't know I had. And I was in a service, church service, and this minister called me out. And it happened twice. And the second time, and he said, I see you holding a pad and a pen. And he said, the Spirit of God said you're going to make a wealthy living writing. So that happened twice, and I said, maybe I do have something. And the second time I went home and I started writing.
Okay. What was your first piece you wrote?
My first piece I wrote was Great Minds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that piece.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. And you wrote books?
Yes. I've written 5 books, but I have, so far I have published 3.
Oh, you read 5 books and you published 3. What was the 3 books you published?
Now, these are the 3 books that I published. My first was As Sleeping Talents Awakes. My second was God Touches, God Breathes. And my third is Syllabic Utterances.
Okay.
And what that means is when sounds unite to make words.
Oh, okay.
And we know that words make sentences, and sentences makes paragraphs, and so.
Okay.
And it has 5 components.
That's your latest book?
Yes, sir.
Where can they pick up your books from?
You can go online, Amazon.com, and type in Thomas R. Bridges, and you can get all 3 of them online.
Okay. Do you do any public speaking or any spoken word or slam sessions?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do weddings, I do banquets, I do whenever there's opportunity.
Okay. Do you have anything coming up anytime soon?
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
Hopefully the later part of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You brought a piece with you
Yes.
that you wrote. What is the title?
The Child That Thinks.
Okay.
The Child That Thinks.
Okay. What motivated you to write that?
Well, one day I was driving along and I saw, you know how you see people walking along on the street and seem like the day that we're living in, seem like mental illness is at a high. And so I began to write. I wrote Great Minds, and I wrote The Child That Thinks
Okay. So you actually have an audience that you target whenever you write?
Well, yes. I want to write to everyone. I want to touch everyone. I want my name to be a household name.
Okay.
And I believe I have something for everyone.
What other writers, poets do you admire or?
Well, I like Dr. Maya Angelou. I like James Weldon Johnson, Langston Hughes. Oh yeah. They're my favorite.
Yeah. So all your books, they're different for a different group of people that you're trying to target, or is it just a continuation of the first book?
Well, it's kind of how I group them together. Like when I hear it, most times I heard the titles, and then I begin to bring the poems, the monologues together. So my next book would be The Mud Cloth, and it's going to be like syllabic utterances.
Okay.
These 2 are alike, and The Mud Cloth is going to be like syllabic utterance.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I've written a short story, Raped by Separation and Divorce. Okay. So that'll be my 5th one. So
what's that about?
It's about growing up in a single-parent home. Okay. It's about the shame, the pain, from the classroom to the bedroom. And it's going to be...
Okay. That sounds pretty interesting. I had the opportunity to work with you on a CD project. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yes.
You really opened my mind to a lot of possibilities as far as poetry. You know, a lot of times people, they hear poetry and they feel like, you know, roses are red and it's mushy, and I'm not in there. There's a lot of guys that's really not into poetry because they don't understand that it's an expression of oneself. So whenever I heard your poetry, I was like, wow, this is really deep. And then I read about When Old Kings Die in your latest book.
Yes.
And I like that. It's very positive. A lot of people need to get into that and get into poetry and really open up their minds and heart to what, you know, you're trying to say. Can we hear one of your pieces?
Yes.
Now, what piece is this?
Now this is the child that thinks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the recording that we did.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that is my favorite. The child that thinks. The child that thinks shall not be hindered. His gift will be noticed early. The power that indwells his mind. There will be no limits to his future. Optimism takes over. Intimidation flees. The child that thinks shall touch many, helping those who struggle. Making difficult decisions will come easy. It will be evident that he's gifted. Stand proud, not arrogant, my child. Bright minds who think shall lead those whose minds are in captivity, captured by strong delusions of ignorance. Freeing the masses, use it or lose it, the mind's ability to think.
Wow, that's good. So what motivated you to write that?
I was just driving along and I saw, he seemed to be maybe a street person, and it seemed like he was like deranged. And so I've written a number of poems that deal with the mind and deal with drug addiction, aborted dreams, deals with a street guy. We went to school together, and I talk about, you know, keeping bad company can destroy, you know, you become what you hang out with.
Right, right.
And she had bare foot, and she had bare feet, and was just dealing with the mind.
Okay.
And drugs.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Continue doing what you're doing, and we're going to send that back to Jana.
I told you we had a fantastic